From the legendary Madison Square Gardens, the March 31st edition of NXT featured Roadblock, a major build-up event to stand and deliver. Load Ice and Kendall Gray collided in the match to decide the number one contender. Los Americanos took on Birthright for an NXT Championship shot, and we have Mike Santana kicking off the show, teaming with OTM to take on Dark State. So a lot happening. But yeah, OTM and Santana looked like a dominant trio in their first actions together, though it was especially the TNA World Champion that was flying around the ring. While a frog splash in honour of Eddie Guerrero couldn't seal the win for Santana, spin the block and out the mud on Sugars sealed the crowd pleasing victory. Good match, mainly carried by the TNA World Champion fan support. He could have been fighting anyone in this moment and had a fully invested audience. OTM did look good as well, though it came somewhat at the expense of Dark State. A once well established heel stable, they seem to have kind of lost that edge, and perhaps hopefully it will fuel them to get more brutal, but for now Dark State looked like chumps, but got out wrestled for the first time. So yeah, 6 out of 10. Moving on then to the Tag Team Championship number one contender match, the Birthright versus Los Americanos, and the Americanos immediately pushed the pace around the Birthright, flying around the ring. Ariana Grace and Lexis King got involved to set up a stats comeback, nearly picking up the win with Clement Sues. Celina Hill tried to run off Grace, King and Dempsey, forcing the heels to fight against the Luchadors. Connors stayed sacks after a Hurricane Rana into a diving splash from Los Americanos. Bravo barely kicked out of a senton bomb from Connors, and then El Grande Americano distracted the ref. Los Americanos loaded up the mask of Bravo with a metal plate and hit a running headbutt for the victory. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I don't know, I thought it was a pretty fun match, bright outcome as well, and yeah, the Los Americano stuff, I mean, it's silly fun, isn't it? Kalani Jordan versus Jada Parker is up next, and this started chippy and only got more physical, especially as Jordan took shots on the injured left arm of Jada. Miss Parker fought back by countering a one of a kind, followed by a German hypnotic and JJV for the victory. Something about this match never clicked despite the talent. Jordan and Jada tried to set a hard-hitting style that didn't usually set their explosive offense. Jada was a crowd favourite throughout, while Jordan seemed miscast as the aggressive heel, not keeping pressure in this contest. For the second week in a row, Jordan was in a rush match that didn't fully sell the winner. It's a hard call who was the right one to win, as both were looking for a rebound, but the crowd was certainly pleased to Miss Parker to put it out. So yeah, overall I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. As we then moved on to Robert Stone facilitating a contract signing for the NXT title, Hendry, Saints, All Ego and Tony D were all in the ring. Afterwards, the former Don warned Stone to get out of the ring before a brawl broke out. Paige and D'Angelo put Saints and Hendry through tables and security came in. Whatever this segment was supposed to accomplish, it just existed really. Hendry delivered the loudest babyface speech while the heels taunted. D'Angelo gave the most effective response to the chant, though the crowd showed no respect to anyone but the chant. Because of the crowd response and the basic follow-up, I think, yeah, this was a forgettable segment. Moving on into Jasper Troy versus Keanu Carver. Briggs let Carver and Troy brawl with Troy's chains before calling the official bell. The brawl continued around the ring where Carver threatened a fan and Booker T. Troy made him pay by sending him through the announce table. He hit a black hole slam in the ring but only got 2. When Trey questioned Briggs' count, the referee laid him out with a big boot, setting up Carver to hit a running power slam to win. Afterwards, Carver demanded Briggs raise his hand. While he did, Briggs followed up with a clothesline from hell. And yeah, this turned into more of an extended segment than a full match, but it became clear quickly that these three men were preparing for a big triple threat collision. Briggs needed this spot, and Carver picked up a nice win to continue his own ascent. Troy lost nothing from the loss. It's just a shame they didn't get more time. So yes, 6 out of 10. Moving on then to Tatum Paxley, who called out Blake Monroe and spoke to her with the understanding of a unique delusion. The women's North American champ wanting to face the Glamour at stand and deliver for her title, and Monroe was interested. However, the Glamour refused to give up the gold she didn't earn and was laid out going again ahead of the NXT PLE. There was one of the best segments from Monroe so far, and she proved that they should be rivals well past stand and deliver. The characters work well together, and yeah, I think they should explore it more. As we then moved on to the number one contender, Ola Vice versus Kendall Gray for the championship. The athleticism of both women was on display early. Gray ducked and dodged the strikes of Vice until she finally got kicked in the corner. Gray avoided a hip attack but took a senton to the floor in the last picture-in-picture of the night. The explosive offense of Gray turned the tide until the return from the break, taking down the straps and dodging the spinning backfist in short succession. Vice locked in a sleep hole. When Gray slipped free, Vice knocked her out of the ring with a spin kick. Fatal Emperors arrived to tight trash to both the challenges for JC. Vice nearly won off a second spin catching Gray diving. Gray nearly knocked out Vice with a spinning back elbow but only got 2. Grace caught Vice in an ankle lock, but Vice fought into a transitioned into a guillotine choke. With the crowd behind her, Gray rallied as a Northern Light suplex for a bridge. As the referee counted 3, Gray tapped out, leading to an argument between the refs. Shawn Michaels arrived and tried to smooth things over, leading to an uncertain stand and deliver women's title match. But yeah, this was dramatic. The crowd were invested. It's a shame NXT decided to go with a simultaneous finish rather than let us know which one it will be. It's likely that it will be a triple threat match. There's time to decide which babyface is a true star to carry it, but the crowd firmly believed in Gray, and her last second tap out finish diminished some of the fan support for her. A bad finish though should not be distracted from how well these did. So yeah, I'm still going to give it a 6 out of 10. Overall, NXT this week gets a 6 out of 10 from me. I thought, in front of a fresh audience, they delivered some memorable matches. No, it never felt like this was quite ready for the spotlight. The scattergun booking of both a dramatic go-home show could have been used at least one more week to build. But, Gray v Vice was really good. Henry v D'Angelo, Saints v All Ego delivered a flat contract signing, which was a shame. But the rest of the night was chaotic, typical NXT. The crowd was rowdy, but I think, it's a good learning experience for developmental, really, wasn't it? So, yeah, 6 out of 10.
That's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.